Sometimes we find ourselves holding on tightly to connections that once felt like home. We contort and shrink ourselves, trying to fit into spaces that no longer accommodate who we are becoming. The laughter you once shared, the secrets whispered late at night, the memories you built together. These things can anchor you, make you wonder if leaving is a betrayal. But as you evolve, the room around you begins to shrink. What once felt expansive and comforting now feels small, a little suffocating, as if you're trapped in a version of yourself that no longer exists. It's natural to want to stay, to preserve what's familiar. Maybe you remember the times they supported you, or you're afraid of hurting someone by stepping away. You might even feel guilty, as if outgrowing a friendship, a relationship, or a community means you're turning your back on something precious. But the truth is, growth often means letting go. Not out of anger or resentment, but out of respect for yourself and for the journey you're on. Letting go does not mean erasing the past. It's about honoring what was, while making space for what's next. Sometimes the people we meet are meant to teach us, to walk with us for a certain distance. Their role in our story is no less meaningful because it's temporary. You are not selfish for choosing yourself. You are not cruel for needing more. In fact, choosing to honor your growth is one of the bravest things you can do. Imagine your life as a garden. Each person you meet plants a seed. Some seeds blossom into magnificent flowers that last for years. Others bloom for a season, then wither, making room for new growth. It's tempting to hold on to every flower, to try to keep every petal intact. But if you never clear away what has faded, there's no space for new beauty to emerge. Outgrowing people doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean you didn't care, or that the time you spent together wasn't real. It simply means you are changing, and your needs are changing with you. Maybe your dreams are bigger now. Maybe your values have shifted. Maybe the version of you that once thrived in that friendship, that relationship, or that environment no longer exists. That's not a failure. That's growth. It takes courage to admit when something no longer fits. It takes even more courage to act on that realization. You might worry about being judged or misunderstood. You might fear loneliness in the space that's left behind. But remember, the end of one chapter is the beginning of another. When you make space in your life, you invite new connections, new experiences, and new opportunities to find you. Sometimes, the people you outgrow will try to make you feel guilty. They may accuse you of changing, as if change is a crime. They might say you've become distant or cold. But change is the only constant in life. It's how we learn, adapt, and discover who we are meant to be. If you stayed the same forever, you would deny yourself the richness of your own evolution. Choosing yourself is not an act of selfishness. It's an act of self-respect. It's recognizing that you deserve relationships that nourish you, environments that inspire you, and experiences that help you grow. It's understanding that you can love someone deeply and still recognize that your paths are diverging. You can honor what you had without sacrificing your own potential. Growth can feel lonely at times. There may be moments when you miss what you left behind, when nostalgia tugs at your heart. But with every step forward, you become more aligned with who you truly are. You begin to attract people who share your values, who support your dreams, who celebrate your growth. You find community in unexpected places, and you realize that the space you made by letting go is now filled with possibility. As you move forward, forgive yourself for outgrowing people. Forgive yourself for changing, for needing more, for seeking different things. Give yourself permission to release relationships that keep you small. Trust that the right people will find you on your journey. People who see you for who you are and who encourage you to keep growing. Remember, you are allowed to change. You are allowed to desire more. You are allowed to walk away from relationships that no longer serve you. This is not an act of betrayal. It's an act of love. Love for your future, for your dreams, and for the person you are becoming. So when you feel the urge to shrink yourself to make someone else comfortable, pause. Ask yourself, am I honoring my growth, or am I holding on out of fear? When you notice that the space around you has grown too tight, remember that you have the right to expand. You have the right to seek out environments and relationships that nurture your evolution. The journey of outgrowing people is not always easy. It can be filled with doubt, sadness, and uncertainty. But it is also a journey of self-discovery, empowerment, and renewal. With every relationship you release, you reclaim a piece of yourself. You become more attuned to your needs, your desires, and your purpose. You are not a bad person for choosing yourself. You are not ungrateful for wanting more. You are simply honoring the truth of who you are. And in doing so, you give others permission to do the same. So hold on to the memories, cherish the lessons, but don't be afraid to let go. Trust that your growth will lead you exactly where you need to be. And remember, you are allowed to outgrow people. You are allowed to choose yourself.